Do you find yourself stuck in a constant state of chasing success, chasing validation, chasing happiness? And if you've been doing that for a while, you may have noticed how exhausting it can be. You feel like you're on a treadmill. No matter how fast you run, you never quite reach your destination. Well, today we're going to talk about a fundamental shift from a mindset of constant seeking to one of authentic attraction. The core of this problem is often an underlying need for approval from others. And I say this with absolutely no judgment of you, but because this really is often the case. You are looking for an external source to validate your choices, to validate your worth, sometimes even to validate your existence. And when you operate from that place, you are giving away your power. You are saying that someone else's opinion of you is more important than your own. Now let's explore what happens when you decide to stop that chase. What happens when you consciously release the need for approval? And more importantly, we're going to discuss how this single decision can open the door to true alignment in your life, allowing you to attract the very things that you've been so desperately chasing. This is a journey of self-reclamation, and it's one that I hope and know has the potential to profoundly change your reality. Think about the mental and emotional energy you spend every day on worrying about what other people think. Maybe the last time you posted something on social media, did you find yourself checking the likes and the comments? Maybe feeling that pang of disappointment if the numbers weren't great. Or when you're about to share a new idea at work, or even with a friend, did you hesitate, wondering if they would judge it? That is the energy of chasing approval, and it comes at a very high cost. Firstly, it robs you of your authenticity. When you are trying to be what you believe others want you to be, you are wearing a mask, and that mask is incredibly heavy. You can't be your true self because you're constantly monitoring your words and your actions and even your thoughts to fit into someone else's mold. So it comes as no surprise that this creates a deep sense of disconnect from who you really are. And that disconnect can lead to anxiety and dissatisfaction. Secondly, it makes you a victim of external circumstances. Your mood, your confidence, your sense of self-worth become entirely dependent on things that you cannot control. A negative comment, a lack of attention, or even something as simple as a disapproving look can completely derail your day. You're giving someone else the key to your happiness, and that is an incredibly unstable way to live. Finally, chasing approval actually pushes away the very things that you desire. The energy of chasing is one of lack and desperation. It sends a signal to the universe, if you believe this, to the universe that you are not enough on your own. You are looking outside of yourself to be completed. What you resist persists, and what you chase runs away. The more you try to get others to validate you, the more elusive that validation becomes. The more you try to force things, the more they resist. So, what is the alternative? The alternative is to pivot your focus from chasing to attracting. This pivot is fueled by one powerful force: self-trust. When you trust yourself, you no longer need external validation. You know who you are, what you stand for, and what you want. Your decisions are no longer guided by a fear of rejection, but by an inner knowing. This is where the idea of alignment comes in. Alignment means that your inner world and your outer world are in harmony. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions are all moving in the same direction. And when you stop chasing, you are creating space for that alignment to occur. Imagine your energy as a magnet. For years, your magnet has been pointing towards other people, trying to pull their approval towards you. When you shift your focus inward, you turn that magnet around. Now it is calibrated to your own unique frequency. And when you are in alignment with yourself, you begin to attract, to resonate and attract people and opportunities and experiences that are a match for your true energy. These connections, of course, are more authentic, more fulfilling, and more lasting because they are not built on a foundation of trying to please others. When you are in alignment, you find that things just start to flow. Ideas come to you effortlessly. The right resources appear at the right time. The need to force or manipulate situations simply disappears because you are no longer operating from a place of fear. You are operating from a place of trust. Now, this all sounds good in theory, but how do you actually do it? How do you break a lifelong habit of seeking approval? It begins with small, conscious actions. So here's a few different steps that you can use to begin your journey. Step 1, identify your why. The first step is to get honest with yourself. Why are you seeking approval? Is it a fear of being alone? A belief that you are not good enough? A childhood pattern? Take some time to journal or even just think about and reflect on this. You can ask yourself questions like, who am I trying to impress right now? Or what would happen if this person didn't approve of me? The simple act of shining a light onto these patterns is the first step towards dissolving them. Step 2, start making micro decisions for yourself. You don't have to quit your job or move to a new country tomorrow. Start with small daily decisions. What do you want to wear today? What do you genuinely feel like having for dinner? What book do you want to read? Make these choices without considering anyone else's opinion. Every time you make an authentic choice, you are strengthening your muscle of self-trust. Step 3, practice detachment from outcome. This is a big one. You need to learn to release your attachment to the results of your actions. You can take a beautiful photo and post it because you love it, without needing likes or comments to validate it. You can share your idea at work because you believe in it, without needing your boss's immediate praise. Your action is the reward. The outcome is just extra. When you detach from the outcome, you are free to take bold, authentic action without the fear of failure or judgment. Step 4. Surround yourself with people who are already in alignment. The people in your life have a massive impact on your energy. If you are surrounded by people who are constantly seeking approval or who are highly critical, you will find yourself slipping back into old habits. Instead, seek out people who are confident in their own skin. Observe how they carry themselves. Notice how they make choices that are right for them without apology. Their energy will serve as a powerful inspiration for your own journey. Step 5. Embrace your uniqueness, your quirks, your passions, your weirdness. This is your magic. The very things you might hide from others are the very things that make you powerful and magnetic. When you choose to honor and express your uniqueness, you give others permission to do the same. You stop trying to fit in and you start to stand out, not in a loud, attention-seeking way, but in a way that naturally draws people who are meant to be in your life toward you. Making the choice to stop chasing approval is not a small one. It really is a revolutionary act of self-love and self-respect. It's a declaration that your inner world is your primary compass. And while this journey begins with you, its effects will ripple outward. When you are living in alignment, your relationships become deeper and more meaningful. You no longer attract people who need you to be a certain way. You attract people who love and appreciate you for exactly who you are. Your work becomes more purposeful because you're no longer doing it to impress others, but because it brings you genuine joy and fulfillment. Now, this isn't about becoming self-centered. It's about becoming centered in your authentic self. It's about building a foundation so strong that no external opinion can shake it. When you are truly aligned, you don't need to chase anything anymore. The universe will meet you where you are, and you will find that everything you've ever wanted is already on its way to you. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And if this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. And until then, I will see you next time.